member for Marsabit County also has a statement that he will be seeking this afternoon from the Standing Committee on Roads, Transportation and Housing regarding the state of flooding and structural safety concerns at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. The House about to commence its business, just a quorum hitch. But once that quorum is raised, then the business will without any further delays. And as we wait for the members or more members to make their way into the chamber and join their colleagues, and also for the House to raise that much-needed quorum, we shall continue to take a look at the business that they will be transacting. Nominated Senator Honorable Hamida Kibwana this afternoon has a statement that she will be seeking from the Standing Committee on Labour and Social Welfare regarding the rising cases of gender-based violence, that is GBV, and the need for a national framework to address the situation. The Senator for Kisumu County, Professor Tom Ojienda, will seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Roads, Transportation and Housing regarding the implementation of the National Affordable Housing Program. Well, the House is about to commence its business. The quorum is yet to be raised. A speaker has directed that the quorum bell be rung for 10 minutes. And this is to allow members to make their way into the... At least 15 senators should be present. If that is not present, has not corrected yet, and being a house of, it has to abide by its own rules and also be able to conduct their business. This afternoon also the senators, or part of the priority business that is lined up for consideration, is a motion by the Senator Honorable Veronica Maina regarding mainstreaming gender perspectives in legislative and policy process. In this particular motion, the Senator is seeking to have the House resolve or to urge Parliament, county assemblies and their respective legislative committees to incorporate agenda analysis in the scrutiny of legislation and budgets before them, including through the use of gender impact assessments and consultation with gender-focused stakeholders to ensure gender-responsive governance. Also, in this particular motion, the first round of the quorum bell has ended. We need to hear from the Speaker to inform us whether the quorum has been attained also for the sitting of the Senate.
Kindly take your seat. Clerk, you may call the first order.
Administration of oath. Order number 2, question from the chair.
Senator Faki, take your seat. We are waiting for you. That's the respect we accord you. Now, honorable senators, would like to acknowledge the presence in the Speaker's Gallery this afternoon, a visiting delegation of officers from various county assemblies who are undertaking a training program on parliamentary practice and procedure, focusing on management of committees of the whole, Center for Parliamentary Studies and Training, CPST. The delegation comprises the following: County Assembly of Trans Nzoia, Coletta Kisika, Ms. Lucy Kibonei, Ms. Maureen Lechuma Makete, Ms. Christabel Njumbia. County Assembly of Samburu, Ms. Nelly Rose Letuk, Mr. Daniel Lesiang, Ms. Mercy Letilipa, Mr. Joseph C. Lolemingan, Mr. Mkavana Mangoli Dida, Mr. Lenges Belan, Mr. Lesare Wycliffe, Mr. John Last Leturutu, Ms. Nanyu Letipila. County Assembly of Elgeyo Marakwet, Ms. Susan Cheboy, Jebkoech Komen, Mr. Ken. County Assembly of Mandera, Mr. Abrahaman Ezak Kasim, Mr. Suro Maalim. County Assembly of Muranga, Mr. Joseph Mushemi. Now, honorable senators, on behalf of the Senate and my own behalf, I extend the delegation and wish them a fruitful visit. I will request the majority to extend a word of welcome to the delegation.
Mr. Speaker, I join you on behalf of my colleague in this delegation of members of from the various county assemblies who are here in Parliament on a study tour with the CPS Elementary Studies and Training. A premier institute, Mr. Speaker. I regret that as a Senate, we don't use them as much as we should. If you see members of a county assembly come to train, sometimes they leave here better equipped than even us legislators, because I know the kind of content that CPST offers. I was a board member in that institution for 5 years last term, and I know ownership with premier global institutions, and they offer that training at the center. I appreciate that these members of the county assemblies that are here continue to do so, to capacity build and ensure that they learn from this institution to better their skill as they apply their trade in our various county assemblies. I am certain, Mr. Speaker, that as I leave Nairobi, armed and equipped to serve our various county assemblies, Mr. Speaker, and the knowledge and the wisdom that they have acquired during the duration of their study. I wish them well, and continue to urge all other county assemblies, Mr. Speaker, that haven't been to the CPST, that they are missing out on very, very useful information that is offered at CPST. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Next order. Yes, Senator for Nairobi City County, what's your intervention?
Speaker, with your kind permission, I just wanted to inform the majority leader that because part of the delegation is from Elgeyo Marakwet, and we had a very loss of lives there, maybe he records the message of condolence from this house to the delegation through your senator as well. Speaker.
Senator for Nairobi City County. Statement on that subject.
Oh, okay.
And I know it will be read out by the senator standing by my side here.
Very well, Speaker.
You can as well register your condolences.
Very well, Speaker. So let me just take this opportunity from Elgeyo Marakwet to send our condolences, both as your countrymen, as the people of Nairobi, and of course the party that I represent, the ODM party, for the tragedy that has befallen you. We are together with you as your brother, your brothers and sisters, and through your senator, we will be extending a hand of help for all the victims, and we say pole sana, may they rest in peace, and may God be with the people of Elgeyo Marakwet. I thank you, Speaker, for the opportunity.
Next order.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number
The Senate Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to lay these papers on the table of the Senate today, Thursday, the 6th of November, 2025. These are the sugar general regulations, legal notice number 167 of 2025. The sugar imports and exports regulation, legal notice number 168 of 2025. The Office of the Auditor General Annual Corporate Report for the financial year 2024-2025. Report of the financial statements of Tharaka Nithi County Assembly Mortgage Car Loan Fund for the year ended 30th June 2025. Of the Auditor General on the financial statements of Kaguru Agriculture Training Center, County Government of Meru for the year ended 30th June 2025. Report of the Auditor General statements of Embu County Youth Trust Fund, County Government of Embu for the year ended 30th June 2025. Report of the Auditor General on the financial statements of Embe, I believe should be Embu, yeah, or probably should be Embe Water and Sanitation Company Limited from the County Government of Embu for the year ended 30th June 2025. Report of the Auditor General on the financial statements of Ngandori Water and Sanitation Company, PLC, County Government of Embu for the year ended 30th June 2025. I beg to lay.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
The Vice Chairperson, Procedure and Rules Committee.
My apologies, Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that the Senate resolves that during the long recess of the fourth session of the 13th Parliament, where any statutory instrument or paper is transmitted for tabling in the Senate, and the Speaker determines that the statutory instrument or paper is of priority, the Speaker shall forthwith refer the statutory instrument or paper to the relevant committee for consideration, and the statutory instrument or paper shall be deemed to have been tabled before the Senate, and the Speaker shall report the statutory to the Senate and cause the statutory instrument to be tabled in the Senate in accordance with the provisions of Section 11 of the Statutory Instruments Act No. 3 of 2023. Paper to be tabled before the Senate at its next sitting. Thank you, Chair. Speaker.
Next order.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
To Standing Order 52-1, Senator for Nandi County, the Honorable Samson Cherake.
Standard operation procedures. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 52-1 to seek a statement on a matter of international concern and national concern, namely the exceptional performance of Kenyan athletes at the recently concluded 2025 New York City Marathon, one of the premier marathons. Mr. Speaker, sir, once again demonstrated its global dominance in long-distance running, with our athletes securing top positions in both the men's and women's elite category. They emerged victorious in the women's race, setting a new course record as one of the world's leading marathoners. Benson Kipruto won the men's race in a dramatic sprint, edging out fellow Kenyan Alexander Mutiso by a fraction of a second. Mutiso's second-hand place finish further underscored the depth of Kenyan talent and the competitive spirit that defies our athletes. Sharon Lokedi, a former champion, also delivered a strong performance, maintaining the Kenyans' formidable presence in the women's field. Mr. Speaker, sir, these achievements are a source of immense national pride. They reflect the discipline, resilience, and excellence of our athletes who continue to elevate the Kenyans' profile on the global stage. Their victories are not only personal milestones, but also national triumphs and that deserve formal recognition and celebration. Mr. Speaker, sir, it is time that we as a country deepen our commitment to supporting our athletes, not only in moments of victory, but throughout their journey. Their success is not accidental. It is a result of years of sacrifice, trust training, and unwavering dedication that they wake up as early to chase this glory. The government must play a more active role in appreciating and empowering these champions, ensuring they are recognized, rewarded, and supported in ways that reflect the magnitude of contribution to our national identity and pride. Mr. Speaker, sir, Kenyan athletes are not only sports icons, but also cultural ambassadors who inspire millions across the globe, including Eliud Kipchoge. Their achievements bring honor to our flag and unite us in celebration. It is imperative that we institutionalize a culture of recognition that goes beyond symbolic gestures only. We must ensure that their legacy is preserved and their welfare prioritized both during and after their active careers. Mr. Speaker, sir, the success of our athletes should catalyze renewed investment in sports infrastructure. And you can see, for example, Talanta Ella Stadium, Mr. Speaker, sir, that has been proposed to be named Raila Odinga Talanta Stadium, coaching and talent development across all our counties. By nurturing young athletes and creating pathways to international competition, we can sustain Kenya's legacy in athletics while unlocking new opportunities for the youth empowerment and national cohesion. Mr. Speaker, sir, finally, let us honor our champions, not only with applause, but with tangible support and national appreciation. Their achievements are a reflection of Kenya's excellence, and they deserve to be celebrated as heroes and heroines of our time. Mr. Speaker, and to advise the House, at least every day, run at least 20 kilometers like me, so that you can see the benefits of Speaker. I thank you.
Honorable Senator Fernandez, whenever you get an opportunity, stick to the written statement. Please. Senator Kisang.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to read a statement regarding the recent flooding and landslide that occurred in Elgeyo Marakwet County. Honorable Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 52.1 to make the statement on an issue of national concern regarding the recent flooding and landslide that occurred in the county on November 1st, 2025. Honorable Speaker, sir, I want to share my deepest condolences to the people of Elgeyo Marakwet County, which is my county, during this difficult, profound period of tragedy. Following the devastating landslides that struck us 2025, affecting Kabeto, Korou, Chesongo, Mokil, Moror villages in Marakwet East constituency and Kipenda area in Keno. Honorable Speaker, this past week has been marked with overwhelming sadness. I grieve with every family that has lost their loved ones. The confirmation of 35 deaths from Marakwet East and 2 from Kipenda from Keno is a tragedy that has shaken us all in the country, Honorable Speaker. My thoughts are also with the families that have been affected by this tragedy. To those who were injured and are now recovering in the hospital, I send my sincere wishes for a complete and swift recovery, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the loss of lives, homes, livestock, and vital infrastructure is a very painful blow to the people of Elgeyo Marakwet County. I know that the scars of this disaster will run deep. Amidst this darkness, I have witnessed the inspiring courage and dedication of our multi-agency teams that are on the ground, and I must express my profound gratitude. When the landslides and flooding rendered major roads impassable, electricity were cut off, these dedicated men and women acted swiftly, demonstrating extraordinary heroism. Honorable Speaker, sir, I also extend my sincere gratitude to the government of Kenya, led by His Excellency, the President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, for the prompt and swift response and the essential support we have received so far. I want to sincerely also appreciate the different ministries, including the Ministry of Interior, led by CS Kipchumba Murkomen, who is from the county, Ministry of Water and Sanitation, led by Honorable Eric Muka, Ministry of Environment and Climate Change by CS Deborah, CS for Ministry of Roads, CS for Ministry of Special Programs, Honorable Ruku, the Defense, Kenya Defense Forces, Kenya Power and Lighting Company, the Red Cross, and the different multi-agencies that are taking part in the rescuing process and lifting the injured and relentlessly searching for the missing and transporting food and diverse humanitarian support and road. Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to thank also the multi-agency teams who responded immediately to rescue those trapped by the debris, injured to hospitals, saving precious lives when the time was of essence. Relentlessly continued the search for our missing people. The leadership of Elgeyo Marakwet County and the tireless community leaders and officials involved, and continue to do to rescue our people and begin the challenge process of restoration, resources, and infrastructure is commendable. Your unity and action has been the light in this dark moment. Honorable Speaker, I thank all the organizations and individuals who have stepped up to provide humanitarian support, whether in the form of money, essential comfort to the families who have lost everything. Your kindness demonstrates the true spirit of compassion and national unity. Honorable Speaker, furthermore, I also want to thank all the Elgeyo Marakwet County leaders who, despite being on official work abroad, swiftly cut short their travel due to the disaster, and they returned back home to condole with the people. They returned home in the shortest time possible to condole, empathize with, and support our people during this difficult time. Honorable Speaker, I also want to appeal to the national government and the county governments to provide temporary shelter as we look into long-term of compensation and resettlement of the affected families. I want to request the Ministry of Health to provide medical care and psychosocial support to the affected victims and their families. This will ease the pain and help in the recovery. Honorable Speaker, as we move from the immediate rescue phase into recovery, the needs of our affected communities will remain immense. I urge everyone, the government, development partners, organizations, and every caring individual to continue supporting the people of Elgeyo Marakwet County in this critical time. Our collective effort is vital to help them rebuild their lives and communities. We will continue to pray for the affected families and work tirelessly to restore services, to heal and rebuild the communities. Honorable Speaker, also as Senate, I wish to appeal my colleagues in this particular house to come in and help in any way to help these people of my county. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Now, Honorable Senators, before we move to the statements pursuant to Standing Order 53-1, allow me, for the convenience of the House, to rearrange today's order paper pursuant to Standing Order 45-2 so that we handle Order number 10, Order number 11, Order number 12, and Order number 14. Thereafter, we will resume the normal flow as contained in today's order paper. Clerk, you may proceed to call those orders.
Order number 10, motion, welfare of interns working under the Public Service Commission. Resumption of debate interrupted on Tuesday, 4th November 2025. Question to be put.
Clerk, do we have the requisite quorum? Now, honorable senators, I will proceed to put the question. That are aware that the Public Service Commission has provided internship opportunity to many youths in various government departments and agencies for a period not exceeding 1 year pursuant to guidelines on management of the Public Service Internship Program of October 2019, appreciating that since its inception, the internship program in Kenya has been instrumental in providing practical experience to graduates, enhanced employability, offered networking opportunities, and has a number of occasions led to full jobs to graduates, and that internship opportunities are limited in number, skewed in distribution across government departments and agencies, lack clear pathway to permanent employment, have inadequate opportunities for skill development due to the short duration that they are offered, and that the stipend offered to PSC interns is insufficient, with an average stipend ranging from 15,000 to 30,000 per month, which is not sustainable, especially to interns living in major cities like Nairobi, Mombasa, and Kisumu, where the cost of living is too high. Now, therefore, the Senate resolves that the Cabinet Secretary for Public Service and Human Capital Development, in consultation with the Public Service Commission, reviews the guidelines to the Public Service Internship Program of October 2019 with a view to do the following. 1, increase the stipend offered to interns to cushion them against the high cost of living, and 2, put in place mechanisms to promote and reward innovation by interns. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 11, motion, report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. William Karugu Michael regarding the Changara Water Pan, a World Bank-funded project in Busia County. Resumption of debate interrupted on Wednesday, 5th November 2025, afternoon sitting. Question to be put.
Do we have the requisite quorum again? Thank you. Honorable Senators, I'll now put the question that the Senate adopt the report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. William Kaguro Michael regarding the Changara Water Pan, a World Bank-funded project in Busia County, laid on the table of the Senate on Tuesday, 7th of October, 2025. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 12, motion, report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. Francis Wainaina concerning political injustices and illegal alienation of LR number 7151-1, 7153-2, 7153-R, also known as LR number 12825 in Kiambu County. Resumption of debate interrupted on Wednesday, 5th November 2025, afternoon sitting. Question to be put.
Do you have the requisite quorum? Honorable Senators, I'll put the question that the Senate adopt the report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. Francis Wainaina Njuguna Mbogo concerning historical injustices and illegal alienation of LR number 7153-1, 7153-2, 7153-R, also known as LR number 12825 in Kiambu County, laid on the table of the Senate on Tuesday, the 7th of October, 2025. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 13, motion, report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. James Mwaura Njoroge and other Nyandarua internally displaced persons concerning delayed compensation and occupation of parcels of land. Resumption of debate interrupted on Wednesday, 5th November 2025, afternoon sitting. Question to be put.
Do you have the requisite quorum? Now, since this matter does not affect concerned counties, again, the voting shall be by voice, and therefore I'll proceed to put the question that the Senate adopt the report of the Standing Committee on Land and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Mr. James Mwaura Njoroge and other Nyandarua internally displaced persons concerning delayed compensation on occupational parcels of land, which was laid on the table of the Senate on Tuesday, the 7th of October, 2025. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next order.
Order number 14, motion, report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Wananchi Self-Help Group regarding land ownership dispute of the Mwananchi Settlement Scheme in Mwatate constituency in Taita Taveta County. Resumption of debate interrupted on Wednesday, 5th November 2025, afternoon sitting. Question to be put.
Do you have the requisite quorum in this one? Again, honorable senators, this matter does not concern counties, and therefore voting shall be by voice. I will proceed to put the question. The Senate adopt the report of the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a petition to the Senate by Wananchi Self-Help Group regarding land ownership dispute of the Wananchi Settlement Scheme in Mwatate constituency in Taita Taveta County, laid on the table of the Senate on Tuesday, the 7th of October, 2025. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. We will now resume the normal flow as contained in today's order paper, which is the statements pursuant to Standing Order 53-1, Senator for Nandi County.
Mr. Speaker, I have two concurrent statements. If you may, you can allow me to read both. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense and Foreign Relations on a matter of countrywide concern regarding the safety and police officers in the line of duty following the recent assault of law enforcement personnel by a foreign national in Diani, Kwale County. Mr. Speaker, sir, on 28 October 2025, a Dutch national by the name Mr. Elwin Terhorst was arrested at Boma Banda cottages in Diani after allegedly assaulting his Kenyan girlfriend and vandalizing property. Upon arrest and during detention at Diani police station, the suspect engaged in a violent and degrading conduct, including spitting mucus at female police officer, verbally abusing police personnel, and resisting lawful arrest. The incident, captured on video and widely circulated online, has sparked national outrage and raised serious questions about treatment of Kenyan police officers, especially in cases involving foreign nationals. In the statement, Mr. Speaker, sir, the committee should address the following. One, the measures and protocols in place to guarantee physical and psychological safety of police officers during arrest and detention procedures, particularly when handling violent or abusive suspects, including foreign nationals, and indicate whether these measures were observed in the Diani incident. Mr. Speaker, number two, the actions taken against the suspect involved in the Diani incident, including any charges filed, court appearances or deportation processes initiated, and how the Ministry of Foreign Affairs engages relevant embassies or consulates when foreign nationals violate the Kenyan laws or endanger public servants. Mr. Speaker, number three, the support mechanisms available for police officers who experience assault, harassment, or trauma in the line of duty, and whether any such assistance was extended to the female officer assaulted in this case. And finally, Mr. Speaker, the safeguards and monitoring mechanisms in place to prevent racial or diplomatic bias in the administration of justice to ensure that all offenders, regardless of nationality, are held equally accountable under the Kenyan law. And finally, Mr. Speaker, the steps being taken to strengthen respect for law enforcement officers, enhance training for high-risk operations, improving public communication on justice and accountability, and advance legislative or policy reforms to protect officers from assault and abuse. Mr. Speaker, sir, with your indulgence, let me move on to my second statement. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries on a matter of national concern regarding the pricing and quality evaluation programs used by the Kenya Tea Development Authority Agency, KTDA, and their impact on fairness and transparency across tea growing regions. Mr. Speaker, sir, the 2025 KTDA bonus payouts have revealed wide disparities between regions, especially in the West Rift. KTDA attributes this variation in tea quality, yet concerns have emerged regarding the objectivity, consistency, and transparency of its evaluation methods, particularly the continued reliance on organoleptic, in bracket sensory, testing or use of tongue for people who don't get proper English, and the absence of independent oversight. In the statement, the committee should address the following. One, the criteria and testing methods used to determine tea quality across factories and the safeguards in place to ensure objectivity and regional fairness. Number two, the role of organoleptic testing in KTDA assessments, including how the agency mitigates the subjectivity inherent in this method. Number three, Mr. Speaker, mechanisms are available for farmers to access feedback on leaf quality and to contest or appeal quality ratings. Number four, measures taken to invest in modern science-based testing infrastructure to complement or replace traditional sensory evaluation. Number five, Mr. Speaker, sir, reforms being considered to ensure that pricing and bonus structures reflect equity, farmers' efforts, and regional development goals, including support mechanisms extended to factories and farmers in low bonus regions, especially West Rift, to improve quality and competitiveness. Finally, Mr. Speaker, sir, before the final one, whether KTDA's pricing and quality systems are subjected to independent audit or oversight, and share findings from such audit over the last 3 years. Mr. Speaker, finally, platforms in place to guarantee meaningful farmer representation in the Kenya Tea Development Agency decision-making, especially on pricing, quality, and bonuses. I thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Senator for Mombasa County, Senator Faki.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, nimesimama kwa mujibu wa kanuni ya 53(1) ya kanuni za kudumu za Seneti kuomba kauli kutoka kwa kamati ya leba na ustawi wa jamii kuhusiana na kucheleweshwa kwa mishahara na wafanyikazi wa shirika la posta. Mheshimiwa Spika, katika siku za hivi karibuni shirika la posta limekumbwa na matatizo ya kulipa mishahara kwa wafanyikazi wake. Hivi sasa shirika hilo halijawalipa wafanyikazi mishahara kutoka mwezi wa Aprili mwaka huu. Juhudi za wafanyikazi hao kutetea haki zao zimegonga mwamba na wakurugenzi wa shirika hili wameshindwa kutoa mwelekeo. Kando na hayo, Mheshimiwa Spika, na la kushangaza ni kwamba shirika hili limekuwa likiajiri wafanyikazi wapya katika muda huu. Katika kauli hiyo, kamati zingatia yafuatayo: sababu zilizopelekea shirika la posta kukosa kulipa mishahara ya wafanyikazi wake mara kwa mara, ikizingatiwa kuwa sio mara ya kwanza kwa shirika hilo kukosa kulipa mshahara kwa wakati unaofaa. Pili, hatua zinazochukuliwa na shirika la posta kusuluhisha tatizo hilo, ikikumbuka kwamba wafanyikazi hao wana majukumu kwa familia zao. Vile vile kuna masuala ya kodi za mapato na malipo mengine ambayo yanacheleweshwa. Mheshimiwa Spika, la tatu, sababu za shirika hilo kuendelea kuajiri wafanyikazi wapya licha ya kwamba shirika lenyewe limeshindwa kuwalipa mishahara wafanyikazi waliopo. Na nne, mipango ya Wizara ya Habari, Mawasiliano na Uchumi wa Kidijitali na serikali kuu kuhusu ujumla kuhusu shirika hilo, ikikumbuka kwamba serikali na mipango ya kuuza na kubinafsisha mashirika yote yanayofanya hasara. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika.
Senator for Marsabit County, Senator Mohamed Chete.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I have two statements to read. I'll start with the first one, and it is on the request for a statement on retention of funds for construction in Marsabit County. The Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Roads, Transportation and Housing on a matter of county-wide concern regarding the management and disbursement of retention funds arising from construction contracts executed by the county government of Marsabit. Mr. Speaker, sir, retention funds serve as a critical financial safeguard in construction projects designed to guarantee contractual compliance, workmanship quality, and project completion. However, there have been growing reports of delays, lack of transparency, and possible mismanagement in the release of these funds to contractors. This situation has strained the relationship between the county government and the local contractors. And in some cases, Honorable Speaker, it led to stalling or abandonment of development projects. Therefore, in the statement, the committee should address the following. One, the total amount of retention funds withheld by the county government from various contractors from financial year 2018-2019 to date, including details of the respective projects and their contractual values. Number two, the number of contractors whose projects are subject to retention, indicating those fully paid, those partially paid, and the specific amounts outstanding in each case. Number three, the criteria and timeline used by the county government in releasing retention funds and whether these conform to the provision of the public finance management regulations and contractual terms. Number four, the total balance currently held in retention accounts, the financial institutions where these accounts are domiciled, and certified bank statements as of the most recent quarter. Finally, Honorable Speaker, the number of retention accounts maintained by the county government and whether these operated transparency under the oversight of the county treasury and the office of the Auditor General. Let me read my second statement. With your permission, Honorable Speaker, request for a statement on the state of flooding and structural safety concerns at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, JKIA. So, Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Roads, Transportation and Housing on a matter of national concern regarding the recurring roof leakages, flooding, poor flooring, unhygienic restrooms, and recent safety audits findings at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. So, Speaker, sir, JKIA, being Kenya's main international gateway, is not only a critical hub for air transport, but also a reflection of our nation's infrastructure quality and international standing. Honorable Speaker, continued reports of roof failures, defective drainage, deteriorating floors, substandard restrooms, and contractors' negligence have caused significant operational disruption and raised concerns about safety, accountability, and prudent use of public resources. In the statement, the committee should address the following. Number one, the findings of recent technical and safety audits conducted by the Ministry of Transport, the Kenya Airports Authority, the Auditor General, and the relevant oversight agencies, indicating specific defects identified and the actions taken against the contractors or officials found responsible for substandard works. 2, the current status of all ongoing remedial projects, including landslide drainage, improvement works, terminal floors rehabilitation, and roof repairs, specifying project timelines, contractors' budget, the allocation and measures instituted to ensure transparency, value for money, and adherence to international aviation standards. Number 3, the implication of the 2025 International Transport Association and International Civil Aviation Organization Safety and Facility Audits reports on JKIA's operational ranking, particularly on runway integrity, firefighting capacity, wildlife hazards, and passenger infrastructure, and outline the corrective measures being undertaken to avert a downgrade of JKIA safety as service category. Number 4, detailed report on the state of passenger facilities, including conditions of terminal floors and restrooms, highlighting maintenance and standards, hygienic levels, contractual obligations of cleaning and maintenance firms, and the actions established by KAA to uphold acceptable service quality. Finally, number 5, the long-term framework adopted by the government to strengthen infrastructure governance, maintenance accountability, and safety compliance across all airports by KAA, ensuring consistency with ICAO and IATA standards. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Senator Hamida Kibwana.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have 4 statements. The first one is regarding the psychiatric care. The state of the psychiatric care of the country. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53.1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Health on a matter of national concern regarding the acute shortage of psychiatrists in Kenya. Mr. Speaker, sir, mental health has emerged as a major public health challenge, yet the number of qualified psychiatrists in the country remains severely inadequate. Available data indicates that Kenya falls drastically short of the World Health Organization recommended ratio 1 to 10,000 psychiatrists to population ratio. Consequently, mental health institutions and public hospitals across the country are overstretched with patients facing prolonged waiting periods, limited access to specialized services, and in many cases, a complete lack of psychiatric support. In the statement, the committee should address the following. Number 1, the capacity of medical training institutions across the country to train psychiatrists and other mental health professionals. Number 2, the integration of mental health services into primary health care facilities to ensure early detection, timely intervention, and continuous care. Number 3, working conditions, remuneration, and incentives for mental health practitioners to enhance recruitment, motivation, and retention. Finally, partnership with universities, professional associations, and international organizations to promote research, training, and capacity development in psychiatry. I thank you. I'll read the second one, Mr. Speaker. The plight of stranded Kenyan youth in Russia. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53.1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare on a matter of national concern regarding the plight of stranded Kenyan youth who traveled to Russia in search of employment and better opportunities, but were instead coerced and deceived into joining the Russian military. Mr. Speaker, sir, young Kenyans were recruited by unlicensed agents under the guise of lucrative job placements and educational opportunities in Russia. Upon arrival, many found themselves without the valid documentation, legitimate employment, or financial means to return home. Disturbingly, reports suggest that some of these youth have since been compelled through deception,
coercion or financial desperation to enlist in the Russian military, with some reportedly deployed to active conflict zones. In the statement, the committee should address the following. Number one, actions taken by the government to regulate foreign recruitment agencies to ensure only licensed and credible organizations are permitted to operate in Kenya. Number two, whether the ministry has instituted public awareness campaigns to caution youth against fraudulent job offers and verified overseas employment opportunities. Number three, response mechanism in place in Kenya consular services, including the availability of emergency and evacuation services in host countries to safeguard citizens in distress. Finally, strategies in place to revitalize local employment and youth empowerment programs, and to address the economic vulnerabilities that derive young people into taking such high risks. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'll go to the next one. It is the ongoing construction activities along Langata Link Road despite court orders. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Land, Environment and Natural Resources on a matter of countrywide concern regarding the ongoing construction activities along Langata Link Road in Nairobi County, despite existing orders issued by the National Environment Tribunal, NET. Mr. Speaker, sir, construction activities continued on land reference number 209-19901, 19905, 19110, 20432, 20428, 20427, 20446, 20447, 20481, and 12875/108, located along Langata Link Road in Nairobi County, despite existing orders of the issue of the National Environment Tribunal, NET, in appeal of NET Appeal number 8 of 2025, Dennis Wanjao Wadhira Swing as chairperson of Phenom Residents Association versus the National Environment Management Authority, NEMA, and registered trustees of Sri Kach Satsang Swaminarayan Temple Trust. Through its orders on the 9th June 2025, the tribunal granted a temporary injunction restraining further construction pending the determination of the substantive application dated 16th May 2025. Despite being duly served, the respondents have reportedly continued with construction in open defiance of the tribunal's directive, raising serious concerns about the enforcement of environmental and judicial orders and the broader implications for the rule of law and public confidence in regulatory institutions. In the statement, the committee should address the following. Number one, the ownership and current status of the parcel of land questioning, including details of approvals or permits granted to the ongoing construction, the developers involved, and the environment impact assessment EAI process undertaken by NEMA. Number two, the specific steps taken by NEMA and other relevant enforcement agencies to ensure compliance with the tribunal's order of 9th June 2025 and to prevent further violation of lawful directives. And finally, the reasons of the failure to hold the construction despite the existence of clear judicial orders, and whether enforcement to contempt action has been initiated against the parties involved. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'll go to the last one regarding the rising cases of gender-based violence, GBV, and the need for a national framework to address it. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Labour and Social Welfare on a matter of countrywide concern regarding the rising cases of gender-based violence and the need for a national framework to address it. Mr. Speaker, sir, a brutal assault was recently reported in Narok Country, where a pregnant woman was attacked on Friday, 26 September 2025, by 4 men, reportedly her brothers, for defying her family's choice of the man to marry her. This shocking incident underscores the persistence of harmful cultural practices, discrimination and violence against women and girls, and highlights the urgent need for a strong and coordinated national response to GBV. Despite the establishment of the Nancy Baraza-led National Task Force on Gender-Based Violence, GBV, and Femicide, a comprehensive national framework has yet to be tabled before Parliament for scrutiny and adoption. Survivors of GBV continue to face intimidation, stigma, lack of protection, and inadequate support services, while perpetrators often act with impunity. There is therefore an urgent need for a clear and practical framework that ensures accountability, coordinated enforcement, and comprehensive protection for survivors across the country. In the statement, the committee should address the following. Number 1, the status of the National Task Force on GBV framework, including when its reports is expected to be tabled before Parliament for consideration. Number 2, the measures in place by the State Department for Gender and Affirmative Action to establish safe houses and shelters for survivors in at risk of GBV-prone areas, and the current status of GBV response units in police stations, hospitals, and schools. Number 3, the role of Ministry of Health, the National Police Service, and county governments in ensuring accessible survivor support services, including medical, psychosocial, and legal assistance. Finally, the strategies being implemented to enhance public sensitization and community-level interventions aimed at eliminating harmful cultural practices that perpetuate GBV. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Senator for Kisumu County, the Honorable Professor Tom Ojienda. That statement is dropped. Senator Karenyamu. At first, Senator Ojienda had 2 statements. Both statements are dropped. Honorable Senator Karenyamu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Trade, Industrialization, and Tourism on a matter of national concern regarding the widespread sale of counterfeit alcoholic beverages in licensed outlets across the country. Mr. Speaker, unlike illicit brews, this crisis involves fake versions of genuine licensed brands, fraudulently packaged and sold as authentic brands. Counterfeits are replicating branded packaging and affixing falsified Kenya Bureau of Standards stickers and excise duty stamps to deceive consumers. As a result, unsuspecting Kenyans are exposed to toxic substances, leading to cases of poisoning, permanent injury, and even death. The situation jeopardizes not only consumer safety, but also the integrity of compliant manufacturers, distributors, and retailers. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the scale and economic impact of counterfeit liquor on legitimate producers and distributors and its health consequences for consumers. Measures by the KRA, Kenya Bureau of Standards, KEBS, and Kenya Police Service to detect, trace, and eliminate counterfeit alcohol. Enforcement strategies, including arrests, prosecutions, and penalties imposed on offenders. Plans by the ministry to strengthen interagency coordination, enhance technological tracking of excise duty stamps, and conduct public awareness campaigns to safeguard consumers, restore trust in regulatory system. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator James Lemonen, the Senator for Turkana County.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I have a request for a statement on the harassment and killing of fishermen by the Kenya Wildlife Service officers in Lake Turkana. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on National Security, Defense, and Foreign Relations on a matter of countrywide concern regarding the harassment and killing of fishermen by Kenya Wildlife Service officers in Lake Turkana, allegedly in the course of anti-poaching operations over restricted areas of Lake Turkana. Mr. Speaker, sir, fishermen operating along Turkana have been subjected to harassment and in some cases fatal encounters at the hands of Kenya Wildlife Service officers during anti-poaching operations in areas designated as restricted. These actions have occurred in absence of public sensitization or clear demarcation of the said zones, leaving local communities vulnerable to enforcement measures they do not fully understand. This situation has not only endangered lives, but also disrupted vital economic activity for the region. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1. The number of fishermen who have been arrested and those killed by KWS officers in Lake Turkana from the year 2020 to date, and the circumstances surrounding each incident. 2. Whether the actions of KWS officers responsible for these arrests are death and thus were subjected to administrative review, and if so, present the findings and outcomes of such reviews. 3. The reasons for failure by KWS to undertake public awareness and sensitization campaigns on restricted zones within Lake Turkana, and indicate whether there are plans in place to address these communication gaps. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Senator Osotsi.
Mr. Speaker, I wish to request for a statement on the ongoing dismissal of county employees in Vihiga County following payroll irregularities. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Labor and Social Welfare on the matter of county-wide concern regarding the ongoing dismissal of over 500 employees by the county government of Vihiga arising from payroll irregularities covering the period between 2019 and 2025. Mr. Speaker, sir, a payroll reconciliation exercise was undertaken by the County Executive of Vihiga, which revealed anomalies in the payment of salaries and allowances, with some employees being overpaid while others being underpaid. The reconciliation report was submitted to the County Public Service Board, upon which the executive recommended the dismissal of the employees across 3 departments of health, public service, and finance. Consequently, over 60 employees, including junior and middle-level officers, have already been issued with dismissal letters, while the accounting officers in charge of public service, finance, and human capital, who bear overall responsibility under Regulation 22(1)B of the Public Finance Management County Government Regulation 2015, have not been affected. This is contrary to the requirement that accounting officers be accountable to their county assembly for establishing and maintaining effective financial management controls and systems. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Office of the Auditor General, in a special audit report on the payroll management of the County Executive of Vihiga, that was published in July 2025 made the following findings. 1, misalignment between the budget vote heads in the IPPD and the HRISKE system and approved budgets. Inconsistencies between the budgetary allocation and actual expenditure, posting of salaries between vote heads in IPPD and IFMIS, unsupported payment of arrears Kenya shillings 3,117,000, salaries paid above prescribed rates, cases of overpayment and underpayment, data integrity issues, weak internal controls, lack of internal audit mechanisms, and discrepancies between the designation in the payroll and the approved staff establishment. Further, neither the reconciliation report nor the Auditor General's report were tabled and debated in the County Assembly, thereby denying the Assembly an opportunity to exercise the oversight mandate. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the contents of the payroll reconciliation report for the period 2019-2020, including why the same was not shared with affected employees in line with the fair administrative action principle. 2, the total number of affected employees, their designations, amount overpaid and underpaid, the criteria used in determining culpability, how the affected employees allegedly contributed to the fraud and the inconsistencies. 3, the specific action taken against the accounting officers and the responsible departmental heads in line with the Regulation 22(1)B of the Public Finance Management County Government Regulation 2015. 4, the legal and administrative justification for requiring employees to refund alleged overpayments while simultaneously issuing dismissal letters, and whether these constitute double jeopardy and unfair labor practice. 5, whether the County Public Service Board has commenced recruitment to replace the dismissed employees despite the existing freeze on employment and the legal basis for such action. And lastly, 6, steps taken by the county executive and the county's Public Service Board to implement the findings and the recommendations of the Auditor General report that was published in July 2025, including measures to prevent recurrence, and whether in light of the reports not being properly canvassed in the County Assembly, the board could rescind the decisions on the dismissals until the County Assembly is seized of the matter. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Mandago.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to request for a statement on the provision and mobilization of grain dryers during the ongoing rainy season. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53.1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee of Agriculture, Livestock and Fisheries on a matter of national concern regarding the provision and mobilization of grain dryers during the ongoing rainy season and the measures being taken to mitigate post-harvest losses in maize growing regions. Mr. Speaker, the country is currently experiencing heavy rainfall that coincides with the maize harvesting season, particularly in major producing counties such as Uasin Gishu County, Trans Nzoia, Bungoma, Nandi, Kakamega, Elgeyo Marakwet, and parts of Nakuru. The ongoing rains pose a serious threat to the quality and safety of harvested maize, as high moisture content increases the risk of post-harvest losses and aflatoxin contamination. Although the government has previously invested in procurement of grain dryers in several counties, there remain widespread concerns regarding the adequacy, distribution, functionality, and accessibility, particularly in high production regions where demand for drying facilities is most critical. In the statement, the committee should address the following. 1, the total number, status, and distribution of government-owned and operational grain dryers across the country. 2, whether the Ministry of Agriculture has put in place measures to mobilize dryers located in non-maize producing counties to supplement those in major production zones during this rainy season. 3, the short-term interventions being implemented to enable farmers to safely dry and store maize harvested under wet conditions. 4, the long-term strategies established by the Ministry of Agriculture to equitably distribute, regularly maintain, and make the grain dryers accessible in all major maize-producing regions. Thank you. And finally, Honourable Speaker, the role of county governments and National Cereals and Produce Board in facilitating post-harvest management, including logistical support for the movement and utilization of these dryers.
Statement pursuant to Standing Order 57, the Senate Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, not to get ahead of myself, but once I'm done with this, can I commence also comments on the earlier statements, if you permit, Mr. Speaker?
Just read your statement, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, why are you making my enemies happy? Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is a statement pursuant to Standing Order number 57-1 to present the business for the week that will commence on 11th of November 2025. The legislative business before the Senate is as follows. 62 bills are pending conclusion, of which 44 are the second reading, 15 are the committee of the whole, and 3 at the first reading stage, of which 1 is on schedule in today's order paper. There are 35 motions, Mr. Speaker, that are pending conclusion. 19 petitions are currently pending conclusion, out of which 15 are actually due for reporting. Mr. Speaker, I continue to urge the chairpersons of those committees that have petitions that are due for reporting to expedite and bring reports. I must note, Mr. Speaker, that today we moved fairly well and have actually cleared about 4 reports from the various committees by way of voting. So I want to commend the chairpersons that process that work and urge the rest, the 15 of them, that we consider them. There are 472 statements, Mr. Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order number 53-1 that are being considered by the standing committees. As senators, you might be aware, at orders number 10 to 14, there are several motions. We actually have spoken to that, Mr. Speaker. Further, at order number 20, the County Government's Additional Allocation Bill, Senate Bill number 8 of 2025, has been listed for consideration, Mr. Speaker, of the National Assembly amendments. This is an important financial instrument that will facilitate additional funding to county government's operation. It goes without saying that we need to give this matter utmost priority. Mr. Speaker, I must say that I am disappointed, allow me to say this, because we have tried to process this business from Tuesday, but we cannot seem to raise the requisite number. In fact, somebody was asking me this week, why do people fight so hard to come to this house, Mr. Speaker? If you deny them party tickets, they can almost destroy you. But then once you've been elected, we can't find you to pass business. It's unfortunate, Mr. Speaker. This county government additional allocation, there is no amount of money, Mr. Senator Alwale, that will make people do their work. It's the passion. You have to appreciate. Mr. Speaker, some of us, in fact, if I was to confess, Mr. Speaker, I'm supposed to be on paternity leave and work the whole of this week because I know how important this work is, Mr. Speaker. But you can't find people, Mr. Speaker, to come.
What is your point of order, Senator Boni?
Standing Order number 105. Did you hear the leader of the majority announce that he's being denied an opportunity to go on maternity leave? Could he prove that he's pregnant, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, laymen are shouting, Mr. Speaker, and they don't know that pregnancy
is
Senator
carried by women in this country. Are you suggesting leader of the majority is a woman? And if he is, Mr. Speaker...
Order. Senator Boni, that laughter speaks a lot. And that's what I'll use to make my ruling. You're totally out of order. Proceed, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I don't know what Senator Boni Alwale had for lunch, Mr. Speaker. I saw him taking some colorless liquid, which I assume to be water. but now that he's not hearing me well, Mr. Speaker, I may be tempted to believe that it may be some of the favorite drink I see him enjoy over the weekend before bullfighting. Mr. Speaker, on Tuesday next week, which is the 11th of November 2025, after the SBC meets to consider the business of the week, we shall be proposing to the House various critical bills that have also been part and parcel of our legislative journey this session. Mr. Speaker, I've just had a meeting with the chairperson of Agriculture Committee, the representative of coffee farmers in this House. We have tried to do the coffee bill for the last 2 years. It is now at the mediation stage. And I want to plead with members of the mediation committee, Catherine Muma and the rest of your colleagues, that avail yourself. It will be a travesty of justice of the greatest proportion if we break for the long recess without concluding on the coffee bill. Our farmers are waiting for this bill because it is transformational and it helps them earn better and manage this sector better, Mr. Speaker. For the last 2 years, that bill has been between both houses of parliament, and it is now finally in the mediation committee. Our cooperatives bill, Mr. Speaker, another very important piece of legislation. We all know at least a representative or members of cooperative societies back in our villages. At least any representative of the people in this House knows a few members of our SACCOs. And you know the challenges that our SACCOs continue to face. The law that is in use presently, Mr. Speaker, 5 law, it is not even in conformity with the new constitution. We have done a lot of work on that particular bill, but cannot conclude on it until we raise the requisite quorum. I want to plead with you members that please let us try and conclude on this bill for the sake of the people that we represent in this House, Mr. Speaker. There's a Technopolis bill, Mr. Speaker, that include the setting up of regional hubs like Konza City and the rest that are in line, Mr. Speaker. I want to request that members find the time that we come and conclude on that business. On Wednesday, Mr. Speaker, during question time, we shall have the Minister for Gender, Minister for Public Service and Special Programs, the CS for National Treasury, who shall be responding to questions by various members. I want to request, Mr. Speaker, that that we actually find the time to come and interact with these cabinet secretaries, Mr. Speaker. The last 2 weeks have been very interesting listening to that particular session, and I want to appreciate the colleagues that take time to come and grill our ministers and make sure that they respond to the representatives of the people. We had the Minister for Health last week. This week we spent quite some time with the Minister for Interior, who actually did not conclude on the list of questions. We shall reschedule for those members whose questions were not considered during that session. But next week, those are the ministers. There are various bills, Mr. Speaker, that are at the second reading stage, very important bills as well, which I hope that we can conclude on, Mr. Speaker, including an amendment to the PFM. I'm not sure we can conclude on that, but it's an important amendment, Mr. Speaker, that will grant this House adequate time to consider the BPS, Budget Policy Statement. Remember, we only have 14 days upon the laying of the Budget Policy Statement by 14th of February, most of the time, when we resume, and by the 28th, which is 2 weeks after that, all our committees are supposed to have considered, listened to, engage stakeholders, Mr. Speaker, and bring a report to this House. Sometimes that time is too limiting, and we end up, Mr. Speaker, not doing the right thing. There are certain things which I believe, if we were to take a decision at the BPS level, Mr. Speaker, and I can give an example off the top of my mind. For example, if we made a decision as a House, I saw somebody, I think it was Senator Amida, or I don't know who it was, yesterday requesting for a statement on payments to CHPs, community health promoters. Mr. Speaker, we should just include it in our BPS and tell the National Treasury that this year, the next financial year, Mr. Speaker, we shall not allow this business of partial payment, 50% by county governments and 50% by the national government. We should send all that money in its entirety to the county governments. Then governors can pay these people. And so many other things that we can do at BPS level. There is that amendment that is before this House, which I believe next week, should time allow, Mr. Speaker, we need to move, conclude on it, and hopefully that can allow us a better interaction with BPS next year. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, that is a conclusion of the statement. I want to request that we find time next week to consider all that business. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, it's just something that I want to urge the House, something that is of concern to me as a senator and also as a leader in this House. I have observed with a lot of disturbance, Mr. Speaker, that occasionally when our committees visit the counties, as they do every weekend, tomorrow there are committees that are going to different parts, that we conduct ourselves in a way, Mr. Speaker, that represents the august House that we are. There was an altercation last week, I don't know it was in which county. Previously, I saw one in Kakamega. Mr. Speaker, I don't feel that that is a good representation of us as a House. I want to urge members that even as we do our work, Mr. Speaker, let us do it in a way that people will represent county visits as they should. With those very many remarks, Mr. Speaker, I thank you and request to lay this statement of the House. Thank you.
Now, I will allow comments for not more than 15 minutes on these statements. If you have an opportunity to speak, kindly, honorable senators, let us not take more than 3 minutes. The honorable senator for Nairobi City County. Not more than.
Allow me to comment.
Pronounced dead on arrival. The body was transferred to Mama Lucy Kibaki Hospital mortuary. A postmortem examination was conducted on 28 August 2025 by Muturi, pathologist, who opined that the cause of death was a head injury resulting from blunt force trauma occasioned by assault. Preliminary investigation established that the death resulted from a fight between groups of youth aged between 12 and 19 years.
Order. Honorable Peter Salasia, what is out of order? Member for Mummy Assist, you have an intervention.
Yes, my intervention is to request you to hurry up so that we can discuss the EGP because we are wasting a lot of time.
You are out of order.
Thank you.
So take your seat. Proceed, Chairperson.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This is a very exciting gentleman. He has been missing for a while. Madam Speaker, on the issue of Joshua Kubiti, preliminary investigation established that the death resulted from a fight between groups of young boys aged between 12 and 19 years, most of whom are school-going and regrouped during holidays and engaged in physical confrontation. These youths had formed rival gangs that frequently challenge each other in physical confrontation within the estate. Their rivalry reportedly stemmed from competition for social media popularity, particularly on Instagram, where they sought to outdo each other in gaining more likes and followers. Being in the adolescent age, peer pressure has been identified as a major contributing factor that fuels the aggression and rivalry among them. Investigation are awaiting the response of the ODPP to proceed with the apprehension. Already investigation had so far led to the arrest of 14 juveniles suspected to the members of rival gangs.
Chair, is it possible to summarize because the Honorable Mwenje has the full response? If you can paraphrase the remaining part.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I will try to summarize. So, what is the ministry doing to address the surge in criminal gangs in Nairobi? They have carried out targeted operations, police visibility, revitalizing community policing, in partnership with other stakeholders such as NGOs, religious organizations, and county government. They have initiated rehabilitation programs, accelerated investigation and judicial processes, engagement with local leadership and the stakeholders to identify and address causes of gang recruitment, and implementation of youth empowerment and outreach programs. In conclusion, Madam Speaker, the government guarantees that sensitization of public on the importance of promptly reporting incidents of criminal activities. Community forums such as barazas and consultative meetings are being held. And finally, the government embraces structured community engagement forums such as Jukwaa la Usalama. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Signed by Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen, Cabinet Secretary for Interior and National Administration.
Thank you very much, Honorable Dido. And Vice Chair, Honorable Mwenje.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I thank him for the response, especially the first two, and I will be waiting for further feedback after the investigation. So, Honorable Speaker, the only thing I'd want the Honorable Member to take back to the committee is that the issue in Nairobi is also the new sub-counties which you've not given them vehicles. There are police stations in Nairobi that you've not operationalized. And Honorable Speaker, I'm aware that the EGP system has affected the police from even procuring vehicles. So I'm hoping the Honorable Member will remain in the House to support the motion that is coming, which is compromising security right here in Nairobi. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Okay, generally, you are saying that you are satisfied apart from those general issues concerning the new sub-counties and the rest, and vehicles, and you seem to be aware of the challenges, so we can move to the next. Thank you. The next is the response, so the same committee actually, to the Honorable Catherine Omanyo, member for Busia. So, Vice Chair, you have a response to the Honorable Catherine Omanyo from Administration and Internal Security. Proceed.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Let's agree that since the Honorable Catherine is in the House and she has read the response, you can try to summarize.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm well guided. Madam Speaker, Honorable Member for Busia County, Honorable Catherine Omoya, has requested to be appraised on the status of operationalization of an administrative unit in Busia Sub-County. The Honorable Member particularly sought to be informed status of operationalization, reasons for delay in operationalization, measures being taken to operationalize. Madam Speaker, in terms of those that have already been gazetted, Sub-County Busia, Divisions Bukayo West, locations Murende, Lunga, Esilu, Mundika, Bugenge, Nasira, Buyosi, sub-location Namikoye, Madele, Siamakanga, Sikabwa, Indole, Mujuru, Bukalama, Mundulusia, Kungungu, among many others. Madam Speaker, the ministry has clearly said that theirs is not the only one. They will require something like 2.5 billion to operationalize all those sub-counties, locations, and sub-locations and divisions which have been gazetted. So they are seeking the authority of this House to increase funding so that they are able to operationalize. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much, Vice Chair. The Honorable Catherine.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Service delivery to any Kenyan is not like we are requesting. It's their right. And I want to request the chair and the ministry to commit that they will prioritize Busia sub-county in the next budget, the supplementary budget, because we just want service delivery to reach our people just like any other Kenyan. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Well, I would like to defend the chair. I do not know, Chair, whether you can put yourself in that position where you identify one county and make a commitment to the Honorable Catherine Omanyo. I'll come to you, Professor. Chair, I wanted you to avoid making that comment, but if you want to comment, you can go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I believe looking around this chamber, each and every member is waiting for a location, sub-location, or a sub-county that have been gazetted to be operationalized. And the bottom line is they don't have enough funds. But what we will do as a committee, to be fair to everybody, once we get funds, we make sure we stagger so that you get a location, another one gets a sub-location, so that there's a spread on the face of the country. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Honorable Catherine.
Madam Speaker, our issue, especially in Busia, is different because we are a border town and insecurity issues are just too much. We can't handle. We need these assistant chiefs, the chiefs, to be motivated, to be made, like given something to do to make their work easier. We are not requesting too much. We are not a baggage. We are just saying that for us to also live in our country and feel safe and work in places that we know that the security is good, for us to grow kindly. Let us just think about Busia first.
Honorable Professor. Professor, please proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As much as I want to empathize with the Vice Chair for the statement, also being just a conveyor belt, but I just want to bring to his attention, and I hope he's listening, and this is an idea they can explore at the committee level, as well as the responsible accounting officers and the Cabinet Secretary. For example, Honorable Speaker, in my own sub-county of Samia, in Samia District, they gazetted in 2017 about 2 locations, 3 locations, a division, and several sub-locations. Up to date, none of them has ever been actualized. I have pounded my feet in all the offices that I could have gone to. All that I get are promises, and endless promises, to an extent that I'm almost baptizing this government as if there are promises made in the book of Genesis, the world will come to an end one of these days. Honorable Speaker, I just want to make a suggestion. All that we are requesting, for example, as at the border point, is simply personnel. Our people are used to working from home. We can always create spaces all over to get them offices to work from. We just want personnel to assist, coordinate the security matters. We have just been here a few minutes ago, and we have clearly said there's a shortage of police officers in this country, and we don't have a budget to employ more police officers for the time being. So the gap is left. There's nobody to coordinate community policing. There's nobody to provide or gather intelligence information.
Honorable Wilberforce Ondo. You know that this committee and this House is going to facilitate hiring of 24,000 police officers. 10,000 police officers.
Yes,
so there is a budget. We'd like to thank the committee for the work that they are doing.
And even with those 10,000, the ratio of police
10,000 police officers, 24,000 is teachers.
Is teachers.
Yes.
The ratio of police officers to the population is still much, much lower than the UN standards. So we are unlikely to get to a point that you can solely rely on police officers to assist in security operations. We are just asking, can you just consider, we simply want personnel. Simply personnel.
I think you made your
where
point.
to work from, how to get moving, the community, feeling the pinch of insecurity, will step in and do the job. We're just asking, simple as that. Thank you, Honorable Chair. Speaker.
Members, the chair made a very fair statement that this matter is going to be handled, and since the matter cuts across almost all counties of this country, I think he has given a very strong statement that it's going to be handled, and I would like us to end it at that. It's okay to debate and also showcase the need in your counties, and I think that has already been done. Honourable members, I would like to move to the next, which is a response to the Honourable Chege Njoguna, member for Kandara. He has been waiting. The same committee, please paraphrase the way you have done with the second one.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the member for Kandara constituency, the Honorable Chege Njuguna, has requested to be appraised on disappearance of Mr. Moses Inganga Muya. The Honorable member particularly sought to be informed on the status of investigation on his disappearance. Secondly, steps being taken.
The Honorable John Mutunga, order, Chairman. It is very rare for you to put an intervention. Member for Tigania.
It was on that issue, Honorable Speaker, the issue of insecurity.
Okay, so it's been overtaken by events.
It has been overtaken by events.
Proceed, Chairman.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Steps being taken by the National Police Service to complete investigation to ensure that Mr. Joseph Nganga Muya is found and reunited with his family. Thirdly, action being taken to ensure those found culpable. Madam Speaker, the National Police Service clarified that as per OB number 15-2012-2024 at Memble Police Station, the missing person report was correctly identified as Mr. Joseph Nganga Muya, not really Moses, as indicated in the parliamentary question. On 19 December 2024, Ms. Miriam Wairimu Muya reported at Memble Police Station of the unknown whereabouts of her brother, Mr. Joseph Nganga Muya, who was an employee of Modern Pacific Furniture at the time. A missing person report was booked via OB number 15-2012-2024 at the same station. The reportee stated that on 18 December 2024, at about 0700 hours, she learned through mainstream media of a fire incident along Thika Road at the Clay Works area. She became concerned since her brother worked at the Modern Pacific Furniture situated at the same location. Attempts to reach him on his mobile phone were unsuccessful. On 19 December, the reportee, accompanied by her sister, Tabitha Njeri, met the owner of the premises, Mr. Gibson Gitonga Mrage, who informed that at the time of the incident, none of his employees were left in the premises and no human remains had been recovered from the premises except for the carcasses of a dog. The CCTV footage retrieved from the neighborhood, specifically from Ruiru Mills Bakers Company, was documented via memo FIA 256/2025 and forwarded to the photographic section at DIC headquarters for analysis. From the footage, two unidentified people are observed exiting the workshop shortly before the fire broke out. Swab samples were obtained from Esther Wambui Wairimu, the mother of Joseph Nganga Muya, for DNA polling against recovered remains following a skull that was recovered. Madam Speaker, steps being taken by the National Police Service to complete investigation. The National Police Service is still awaiting the outcome of the government chemist result to establish whether buccal swab samples obtained from Ms. Esther Wambui Wairimu matches with the DNA samples of the recovered skull suspected belong to the missing person. NPS, through DCI photographic section, is fast-tracking the CCTV footage to retrieve from the Ruiru Mills brokers. Action being taken to ensure those found culpable are arrested and prosecuted without delay. Madam Speaker, investigation and inquiry, file number 2/2024, are still ongoing, awaiting the outcome of the government chemist report, signed by the Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much. You may proceed. If you have any further questions or if you are satisfied, you can inform the House.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, the statement by the chair is just disappointing and unacceptable. Honorable Speaker, I know even the Honorable Chair would agree with me that the report that he just read to the House is just very, very unserious, prepared by very, very unserious investigative bodies. Honorable Speaker, the information provided is incomplete and does not demonstrate meaningful progress in the police investigation as required by law and established procedures. Madam Speaker, for example, on the cases of the DNA analysis, the statement by the Cabinet Secretary informed the House that the Bakar swab samples were taken from Mrs. Esther Wamboi Wairimo, the mother of the deceased, on 24th April 2025 for DNA profiling. The National Police Service reported that the samples were submitted to the government chemist under submission reference GC/2025/0417 for analysis. Madam Speaker, 7 months have now passed, yet the results have not been released. I have a question. How long does it take in this nation to receive or to conduct a DNA sample? Madam Speaker, there is no reasonable justification for such a delay. Section 49 of the National Police Service Act requires that police officers perform their duties diligently and faithfully. Again, Madam Speaker, the National Police Service must explain why it has not followed up the matter with the government chemist and why no interim report has been provided to the family and to this House. I therefore, Madam Speaker, request that the Cabinet Secretary tables within 14 days the following. Number one, the evidence submission form to the government chemist showing the date of receipt and the Bakar swabs. Number two, Madam Speaker, the communication records between the investigating officers and the chemist and the government chemist. And number three, Madam Speaker, a written explanation for the continued delay in releasing the DNA analysis results. Again, Madam Speaker, if we look at the issue of the CCTV footage, it's almost a joke. Madam Speaker, the Cabinet Secretary stated that the CCTV footage from Ruiru Mills Bakers Company was retrieved under exhibit memo reference FIA/256/2025, and that analysis were being fast-tracked. Madam Speaker, the analysis here, they are saying they were being fast-tracked, but this is back in December 19, 2024. Madam Speaker, the National Police Service has not presented any progress report since that retrieval. Madam Speaker, Section 78A and Section 106B of the Evidence Act require proper custody, preservation, and authentication of electronic evidence. Madam Speaker, the National Police Service has not indicated whether it verified the footage metadata, confirmed the integrity of the files, or produced any analysis report. Madam Speaker, the absence of the feedback undermines the credibility of the investigation. I therefore again, Madam Speaker, request that the Cabinet Secretary tables within 14 days, number one, again, the evidence chain of custody record for the CCTV footage showing the officers who retrieved, stored, and did the analysis. Number two, Madam Speaker, the forensic extraction report or any interim findings. And number three, Madam Speaker, a written confirmation that the footage is preserved in original and backup copies. Madam Speaker, on the accountability and timelines, the National Police Service, Madam Speaker, has a legal duty under Section 49 of the National Police Service Act to perform investigations diligently and to report faithfully on their progress. Up until this date, Madam Speaker, the family of late Mr. Nganga has not received any formal communication or any formal update. Article 157(4) of the Constitution of Kenya, the Director of Public Prosecution shall have the power to direct Inspector General of the National Police Service to investigate any information or allegations of any criminal conduct, and the Inspector General shall comply with any such direction and therefore requires investigative agencies to submit complete files to the Director of Public Prosecutions without undue delay. Madam Speaker, I request that the Cabinet Secretary again provides a clear timeline for completion of the investigation and submission of a conclusive report to the Director of Public Prosecutions. It's not enough, Chair, and you know that. You have read that report, Chair, and you also can tell that we need more. Madam Speaker, if you allow me, in conclusion...
I give you 2 minutes. I think you have done justice to that
in
analysis.
Conclusion, Madam Speaker, in conclusion, Madam Speaker, if you allow me, the family of the late Mr. Nganga deserves timely justice and accountability. Parliament must ensure that investigative agencies respect constitutional obligations and procedural integrity. Madam Speaker, I therefore seek your direction, Honourable Speaker, on the implementation of these requests and expect a comprehensive, written and time-bound response from the Cabinet Secretary. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. And Madam Speaker, I yield back to the Honourable Chair. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you can see that the Honourable Chege Juguna has done a lot of work on that statement and analyzed it fully. And he has raised very important issues. Would you like to make a comment? Or would you like to go by the request he's making? Because he's indicating the number of days. Would you like to go by those dates?
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, every life in this country is very important. And I would understand why honorable colleague is talking with passion. Secondly, they say justice delayed is justice denied. And from the report that we have, even today we were with the DCI as they were handing over this report to us. We told them that is inordinately delayed matter that should be hastened. I would agree with you and we'll take up that with the ministry. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
I would like you to give him timelines. Can you give timelines?
I think
some of the matters he's raising are just clearly unfair delay.
Yeah.
For example, DNA from 24th of April 2024 to date, really, must it take that long? So I think to be fair to him, give an indication of timelines so that he has a proper feedback to give his constituents.
We'll give the ministry 2 weeks to give us an adequate response.
2 weeks is good. Let's proceed, honourable members. Next is a response to the Honourable Decor Barrow, member for Garissa Township, from Defence, Intelligence and Foreign Relations. Is the member in the House? In the absence of the member, the response will be... the response will be tabled and he'll find a way of getting it from our table office. Thank you. And since the chair is in the House, Chairman, please table that response on record to the Honourable Decor Barrow, member for Garissa. The Honourable Yusuf, member for Kamukunji.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I have the pleasure of presenting a response to a request from the Honourable Major Deco Barrow, the Member of Parliament for Garissa Township constituency, on the non-implementation of a court judgment on compensation for the late Abdullahi Barredes. In the absence of the MP, I'll submit this statement, table this statement.
Very much. You have another statement to also present to the Honourable Mashua Waithaka, Member of Parliament Kiambu. Is Mashua Waithaka in the House? Yes, Mashua is in the House. So you may proceed, Honorable Member for Kamukunji, on behalf of the Chair, Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. On behalf of the Chair of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations, I'm making a response to a request for a statement by Honorable Mashua Waithaka, MP for Kiambu Town Constituency, on the delayed payment of a subcontractor by the Ministry of Defense. Honorable Madam Speaker, the Honorable Mashua Waithaka, MP, pursuant to the provisions of the Standing Order 44-2C, requested a statement from the Cabinet Secretary for Defense regarding delayed payment of a subcontract by the Ministry of Defense. The Honourable Member specifically sought clarification on the following. 1. A report on the contractual arrangements between the Ministry of Defense, China Wu Yi Company Limited, and Jotua Enterprises in the Uhuru Gardens Environmental Conservation Gallery project, including the obligation of the Ministry in ensuring payment of the subcontractors. 2, the reasons for the suspension of the project and halting payment for completed works. 3, the measures taken by the Ministry of Defense to ensure that Jotua Enterprises and other subcontractors are paid for works already completed. And 4, a clear timeline within which payment should be effected to protect Kenyan contractors from unfair treatment in government projects. Honourable Madam Speaker, the Cabinet Secretary for Defence responded as follows. 1, on the contractual arrangements between the Ministry of Defence, China Wu Yi Company Limited, and Jotua Enterprises Limited in the Uhuru Gardens Conservation Gallery project. The Ministry stated that the Uhuru Gardens National Monument and Museum Environment Conservation Gallery project commenced in February 2022, with the main contractor being China Wu Yi Company Limited. The company had several subcontractors working under it, among them Jotua Enterprises Limited, whose scope was to construct the environmental conservation building at a total contract sum of Kenya 24,502,810,000. And number 2, on the reasons for the suspension of the project and halting payment for the completed works, the Ministry explained that the main contract was frustrated and stalled due to lack of funding. Consequently, the subcontract works also stalled. By the time the contract was halted, Jotua Enterprises Limited had only completed works worth 1,196,504 shillings and 71 cents, of which 484,63,818 cents had been certified and paid as certificate number 1. The second certificate, certificate number 2, was prepared for works valued at 592,253.86 cents, but remains unpaid due to unavailability of funds. The Ministry attributed the delay to unforeseen budgetary constraints faced by the government, which have temporarily affected the availability of funds for the project. 3, on the measures taken by the Ministry of Defence to ensure that Jotua Enterprises Limited and other subcontractors are paid for works already completed, the Ministry stated that certificate number 2, amounting to shillings 592,253.86 cents, had been forwarded to the Pending Bills Verification Committee for audit and verification. The Ministry assured that once the PBVC process is complete and the claim is validated, payment will be affected accordingly. And number 4, on the timeline on which payment should be affected to protect Kenyan subcontractors from unfair treatment in government projects, the Ministry indicated that payment for the verification claim
Chair, is it possible to summarize?
I am just finishing, Madam Speaker.
Okay.
The Ministry indicated that the payment for the verified claim would be made upon completion of the pending bills verification process, after which the Office of the Clerk of the National Assembly would be formally notified of the payment status. I submit, I thank you, Honourable Speaker, on behalf of the Honourable Nelson Koech, the Chairman, Department Committee on Defence, Intelligence and Foreign Relations.
Thank you very much. The Honourable Mashua Waithaka, is the response satisfactory? Please give him another mic. You can move to your left. Okay.
Thank you, Honourable Madam Speaker. The member, Vice Chair of Defence, I would like to know, you have said that the verification process, you've not given a timeline. You're saying that the verification process is supposed to take, supposed to go on, but you have not given us when. Madam Speaker, Mr. Ikumbi, who is the affected contractor, subcontractor, has indicated to me that he has some very pressing matters. In fact, he needs to pay his school fees for his son who is studying overseas, and he needs to know when, at what time, or what timelines, specifically what timelines do you think that he will get paid for his the work that he has done? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
I'll get back to the Honourable Waithaka after consultations with the Chairman of the committee.
Chair, I know that you said something to the Honourable Member. Sorry, I was engaged on something different. The Honourable Mbui, is it on the same matter?
No, on a statement, Madam Chair. If you are done with that one.
Okay, I'll come to you. First of all, let's finalize with him. What timelines have been agreed? Please be on record. Did you give him any timelines, Chairman? The Honourable Member for Kamukunji, representing the Chair.
I suggested that we will get back to him within a week after consultation with the committee.
That is fair enough. You had a point of order, Honourable Mbui, because I do not have any response for statement for you.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, actually, I'm just seeking your direction and indulgence. There was a statement that had been requested, and the Chair of Roads yesterday did report to the House that the circular that had indicated a reduction in the allocation of the 22% and 10% for constituency roads had been withdrawn. Now, I just wanted to say there are two issues. First and foremost, Madam Chair, there is no letter or circular that has gone to withdraw the other one. And so you cannot say that you have withdrawn by speaking on the floor of the House. That needs to go out because our regional engineers are still using the existing circular, which means basically that has not been withdrawn yet. And secondly, which is very important, that he needs to note that already some of the tenders had already gone out based on the original figures. So how they navigate this period has to be thought through and has to also be done very fast. Because if you delay and then later on you say some of the roads will not be done, yet they were tendered and people paid for them, then obviously then it's going to be a crisis and people might end up in court. So he has to hasten the process. I just wanted to ask that you push them to be able to give us a response early next week. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Honourable Mbui. The Chair is not in the House. I normally know his position. is not in the House. And also the House leadership is not in the House. What you have said has gone to record, and I think it's a matter that needs to be pursued so that the letter... Would you like to make a comment? Are you in that committee? Proceed.
Thank you,
Ibrahim
Madam.
Sanei, member for Wajir North.
Thank you, Madam. I'm a member of the committee, and what the minority leader is, he has aptly put the precarious situation in which we have put on Kenyans. And I thought, if I didn't get it right, that the minister himself shall be appearing on Wednesday, next week, to comprehensively answer on the concerns of this House. If that shall not happen, then what you are saying stands, and there is no letter to that effect. We had a meeting yesterday. I will still communicate the same, Madam Speaker, to the chair so that he can come up with something urgent if there is need before the Cabinet Secretary appears on Wednesday by himself. Thank you.
So thank you. Thank you very much. The Honorable Mwenje.
Just an addition, I actually hope the Deputy Minority Leader would address it. Just to bring to your attention that on the page, the Facebook page for Parliament, it shows there was a meeting yesterday with the Transport Committee, and it plays around with figures. You know, we were discussing 36, then we said we've withdrawn that letter, so we are back at 62. But here it shows that you're saying the new figure is 52 million. So it's important, the committee, I'm getting information from Facebook, but then again, it's our page as Parliament. So that's just information you need to have as you bring the Cabinet Secretary on Wednesday. Thank you, Honourable Speaker.
Thank you very much. Clerk's office to communicate those statements to the chair and also to... Yes, Honourable Beatrice Elachi, would you like to weigh on this?
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker. Mine is just a big worry. And a big worry that this House seems not to see the danger of this issue of roads and CDF. And I can see, Madam Speaker, these things will go. The way we are just joking, people come, they say this, tomorrow we have given them what they want, next day they are abusing, the whole Parliament has to stop, Madam Speaker. And the leadership must take these things seriously. Seriously. And if they can't, they create as a committee, we will deal with it and make it work.
Thank you, honorable members. I would like us to stick to what we have said, that the clerk's office to ensure that that communication reaches the office of the chair transport, and also so that it's handled. You cannot deal with a written document through spoken word. I believe this is a matter that must be dealt with immediately. Next order.
Order number 9, motion. Fourth report on the implementation status of the report of the Committee on Delegated Legislation on its consideration of Public Procurement Regulatory Authority, Circular number 4 of 2025. Resumption of debate.
Honorable members, I do not know whether those who are appearing on the screen have interest in this. On the same? Okay. So we have the Honorable Dr. Shadrach Mwiti. The Honorable Karoli Omondi was on the floor yesterday. You still have your balance of 4 minutes, then we can pick the rest from there. So you proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Let me begin by reminding this House of certain decisions that were made here by previous members and how they came back to bite them and created what we call intended and unintended consequences. Once upon a time, members of this House passed something that was called Preservation of Public Security Act. It allowed detention without trial. And most of the members who vigorously supported that bill before the end of that decade of the 60s had actually been detained under that law they passed here. Then at some point,